how Alexander tried to create one world and almost lost his own army. Alexander didn't just want to conquer the world. He wanted to merge it into one civilization. Greeks, Persians, Egyptians, Indians, all united under one culture, one king, one dream. But this vision would spark rebellion, outrage, betrayal, even mutiny from the soldiers who had followed him across continents. This is the story of how Alexander tried to fuse entire civilizations into a single global identity, and why it almost destroyed him. Let's begin. 1. After conquering Persia, Alexander makes a choice. Most conquerors destroy the cultures they conquer. Alexander did the opposite. After defeating Persia, many expected him to punish the Persians, seize their wealth, and install Macedonian rule everywhere. Instead, Alexander announced something shocking. Persians are not my slaves, they are my allies. He kept Persian officials in power. He honored their customs. He preserved their cities. He even dressed in Persian royal clothing. And when his Macedonian generals complained, Alexander told them, "We are all children of the same world." This wasn't just tolerance, it was strategy. 2. Hellenization, exporting Greek culture to the world. Everywhere Alexander went, he left a piece of Greece behind. Not just soldiers, ideas. Cities modeled on Athens, schools teaching Greek philosophy, markets using Greek currency, temples inspired by Greek architecture. This process became known as Hellenization, spreading Greek culture across Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. But what made Alexander unique is that it wasn't a one-way flow. He didn't only spread Greek ideas outward. 3. He imported other cultures back into his empire. Alexander studied local religions, wore foreign clothing, adopted cultural practices, and encouraged his officers to marry women of conquered lands. Why? Because he believed a king rules best when he rules all hearts. He wanted a world without Greek or Persian, only subjects of Alexander. This vision was revolutionary and incredibly dangerous. 4. The founding of Alexandria, cities of knowledge. Alexander founded over 20 cities named Alexandria. These cities weren't just military bases. They were hubs of commerce, science, medicine, astronomy, philosophy, and multicultural exchange. The most famous, Alexandria in Egypt, would one day host the Great Library, the Museum, a research institute. Mathematicians, geographers, physicians, and scholars from Greece, Babylon, Persia, and beyond. Alexander wanted these cities to become the brain of the world, a global network of learning, centuries ahead of its time. 5. The mass wedding at Susa, a symbol of unity. To seal his vision, Alexander hosted one of the most dramatic events in ancient history, the mass wedding at Susa. He married a Persian princess. 80 of his top generals married noble Persian women in the same ceremony. It was a public declaration. Our empire is one family. But to the Macedonian soldiers, this felt like betrayal. They hadn't marched across deserts and mountains to become part of Persia. Alexander didn't care. He believed unity wasn't optional. It was the future. 6. But his own men turned against him. As Alexander embraced Persian customs, many of his veterans felt he was abandoning his Greek roots. When he appointed Persians into high military positions, his army was outraged. When he started using Persian etiquette, like requiring visitors to bow and kiss his hand, his companions were furious. They whispered, "He is becoming a Persian king. He no longer remembers who we are. He wants to erase our identity." Tension grew. Loyal generals questioned him. Friends argued with him. Some were executed for plotting against him. Alexander wanted unity, but his soldiers wanted loyalty, and the two visions were colliding. The greatest irony: Persians loved him more than Macedonians. In Persia, Alexander was admired as a liberator, rightful king, heir to Darius, and protector of their traditions. In Macedon, many believed he had gone native. He wasn't fully accepted by either side, but the dream kept pushing him forward. The impossible dream of one world. Alexander envisioned a world where no culture dominated, no people were second class, all subjects shared equal rights, and mixed families created a blended future. Today, we call this multicultural integration. Alexander attempted it 2,300 years ago. The world wasn't ready. Even his closest friends weren't ready. But Alexander wasn't ruled by the world. He was ruled by ambition. The vision that nearly broke the empire. Alexander's fusion of cultures changed history forever. It reshaped Asia, transformed the Middle East, sparked the entire Hellenistic age, a golden era of philosophy, science, and art. But it also created tension, rebellion, and division inside his own army. A storm was coming. And in the next episode, Military Brilliance, we dive into the mind of the general who never lost a battle, and how his tactics still shape warfare today. Subscribe to Hidden History Fact Vault.